Uh, That's the audio. Okay. Audio. Happy New Year. 2022. Easy, Lord. Great talk today. Excellent. I appreciate it. But next year, let's see. Sound bad? Hmm. Do we got a sound back now? Chris, I'm gonna start looking into that a little more. That's a good question. Are we good now? Are we good now? Okay. Ah. Chuck says, "Sweet Caroline." All I'm gonna say. Mmm. Mmm. Is it too loud now? Yeah, Dwayne. Yeah. Now it's time. Now listen. Now it's time. Listen. I had to. This is called. This is called Hawkeye Yellow right here. This is called Hawkeye Gold. Yeah. I'm gonna go have to talk. I'm gonna have to go talk to somebody. I'm gonna say, yeah, they're way too comfortable. They're way too comfortable making those mistakes. Mm. Now, with that being said, I never seen more basketballs come to somebody. It hits their hand, they drop the ball, and then have to pick it back up and then do something. I've never seen that in my life. I never seen that. Tammy Red said butternut squash. Oh, Withers got one rebound in 17 minutes. Um, I mean, here's the thing. I'll do this really quick. I wasn't gonna do this. I guess I'll spread my critique out over the course of the entire show. I'll spread my critique out. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Because there's a lot of critique to go around. To me, it looked like a lot of our passes were to the feet. Listen, there were a lot of bad ones. Look, why are they leaving? Curry looks worn out. We're just more worried about his hairstyle and playing ball. Jesse, listen. You can't say that because I had some interesting hairstyles myself. Oh, they made Toppin look like a second round pick. Running the break and dribbled away from the wide open Kamari Lance, who sprinted to the wing. We need that more, honestly. Yeah, we'll get back to some practice instructions that we need. Let's add an overlay real quick. I swear to God, Steve, he's got to be protecting Fabio and Devin Reed. he got to be protecting them. Jeff, I feel you. I heard they covered all playing out of position. Actually, only Withers is. Withers is the only person playing out of position. Happy New Year, Tina. What you doing? He's protecting them from picking up the bad habits of the older players. I think he's protecting them from picking up bad habits from the older guys. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but I can't imagine a scenario. I at this point, I can't imagine how bad they could be screwing up to not get. I mean, like I said, I don't know that for sure, but it has to be a reason. Yeah, I do know he's been he okay, put it this way. You know how some coaches I want to explain this in a nice way. Okay. It's just an example. It's just an example. It's not an indictment. Y'all got to think. I played under Coach Scott Davenport for 4 years, right? He coached me harder than he coached some other guys, right? Because he knew I wanted it, right? I mean, of course, Coach Davenport, he wasn't thrilled with my stubbornness, but he knew I wanted it. Some guys, they just are what they are. And so those are the dudes that he didn't fight back and forth with. Like Coach Davenport knew I would listen and take some of his suggestions. And I say it like that. Take some of his suggestions. And I would take things he says to heart. Some guys don't take things to heart. And if you know Fabio and Devin Reed take things to heart, you can coach them different. You can coach them harder. You can just coach them a little different. I mean, if you don't see any improvement, then you're just looking at the score. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean, like I said, I don't mean that harshly or anything. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. They are not improving fast enough. I mean, I agree with that. Look. Maybe some of those, you know how it takes some time for bad habits to wear off. KP was with Cal for quite some time. KP might have picked up a couple bad habits from Cal over the years. Oh, I don't see much improvement from Withers. I agree with you, Steve. I agree with you. But like I said, you can focus like that's what I'm saying. Be balanced. Okay, that guy's getting better. That guy's getting better. He's not getting better. He's not getting better. It's some guys are getting better. Some guys are going backwards. No Louisville fan wanted to go up in the run. The parents barely wanted to go. Shout out to Mom's trainer. She was up in there. Mom's Huntley was in there. I saw them post about it. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna detail this for the next, couple of days. So what is it? Is everybody just New Year's chilling tonight? Okay, trouble scoring. Is that a same mistake? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Listen, Brandon has 6 points. And what do you have, 4 rebounds? Rip Bobby Turner, facts. Nathan. I agree with that. Or we got to send everybody to Chris Brickley in the offseason. We just look. We got to send everybody up to what's that gym in New York? Yeah, Brickley's gym up in New York. Blocking out was listen. Charles, there was some blocking out, but I'm telling you, they were not getting the block out over the back call. There was a lot of calls we didn't get too. But the problem is the first, like, if they don't get a couple calls, if they try to block out and they don't get a couple calls, they start letting go of the rope. They start worrying about the officiating. They start pouting. They get weaker and weaker. And Kay, listen, Coach said it in the press conference. The minute they smell blood, they're going to keep coming and coming and coming. But again, if you're aggressive, you force the referees to call foul. We should have got a lot of calls. There was a lot of fouling going on. But what else did Coach say in the pregame? He said, my biggest concern is worrying about their physicality, because he knew that moving forward, every team is just going to be physical with this team. Every team is just going to be physical. They were too focused on Oscar as well. Shit, they left him open all the time. They let Oscar post up where he wanted to. They just didn't want to fight. They did not want to get in a physical body impact fight. And listen, 3 minutes, you could tell. They were not ready to be physical. 3 minutes into the game, you could see it. So think about how the coach feels. He's like, okay, y'all were physical in practice for the last 5 practices. I made y'all be physical. Then you get out there in front of the crowd, in front of other people, and you turn into cowards. So at the end of the day, he's going to have to say, most of y'all going to have to go. Like he's going to be forced to be the guy. Like, I know how, okay, people like to repeat things that aren't true. Like he ran off Dre Davis or he ran off he didn't run off anybody. But after this performance, he's going to have to run off people now. I mean, he's going to have to either run off people or sacrifice his record. Portal's open. He gives him way too many minutes, Lawrence. I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had fight. I won't even say hustle. He had fight in him. Okay, hustle is just running hard to get to the spot. Fight is knowing you're going to have contact when you get to the spot. These guys can hustle to the spot, but they don't have any fight. They don't have any fight. Okay. There's a saying that coaches use. Okay, if you run 100 yards as fast as you can, you're tired after 100 yards of running as fast as you can. So when I say these guys aren't fighting, they're not fighting through fatigue. They're not fighting through a bad call. They're not fighting through an important rebound, a lost rebound. They're not fighting through any of that stuff. Yeah, his reputation got him a lot of slack. Yep. I agree, Charles. Everybody can see that. Like he blocked the shot. He blocked the shot and he just stood there like it was going out of bounds. Oscar went and grabbed it, went right back up at him. They might have blocked it again, but it was just like that lack of second effort. Kevin, Happy New Year. Yep. Happy New Year, good sir. Yeah, like who's done the most physical thing this year? Dante, don't do that. The hair is the last of their problems. Listen, Cody, Kamari Lands is taking leaps and bounds. Mike James is right on the verge. I can listen, and you know the thing with Mike James, you can see the lineups when Mike James is comfortable. Like you can see the change in the lineups that he's in. Yeah, Mike. Listen, Mike James should have got a call earlier. Mike James should have got a call earlier. 100%. He went in and he drew a lot of contact on I think 2 plays. He got screwed. Kamari Lands, he got screwed on some bad calls. Like listen, y'all, I'm telling you, we got some terrible officiating. But like I said, when your reputation is what it is now, you're not getting that call. When you fall on the ground as much as we did, you're not getting those calls. Again, because there's no pressure. But that doesn't, okay, think about that, Jesse. Think about that. If a team consistently only plays hard when they're losing by 12, 15 points, there's nothing you can do as a coach because you're like, or listen, you can substitute more. You can substitute more. But there's something in the spirit that says y'all can't handle any pressure. Y'all can't handle any adversity, any pressure as players, as young men. Mm. Yeah. Somebody said that too. There's a whole lot of finger pointing from the quote unquote leaders. There's a whole lot of whining from the leaders. They don't understand that that's not leadership at all. There is a whole lot of whining out of the leaders. That's extremely disappointing. Yeah, if they don't get the first or second call, they 100% stop looking at they stop looking at the refs 100%. Oh shit. Yeah, they stop looking at the refs. That's why yeah, you gotta substitute the leaders with more urgency. You can't listen, because here's the thing, and this is just my opinion, my perspective. And I'll just use Jalen Withers as an example. Okay, yeah, Jalen Withers is killing us in practice, but he has had a bad start in probably five out of the last 6 games. He's had a bad start. Where he done things to hurt the team. But if I'm sitting on the bench and I'm just waiting and I'm seeing him mess up, and I know that I'm not even coming in the game till he screws up 4 times, it's just like it's hard to be on that bench. Did somebody get wrenched? Hold on. What's funny about that? When I was in Lebanon, there was a team called Riyadh. And look, and I thought it was actually, the Lebanese team. Yeah, like I said, I can see. Wait, hold on, Gary. I think Rose needs more minutes. But he has to be more productive with the minutes he gets. I agree. I would love to see Roosevelt Willie get more minutes, but he has to be more productive with the minutes he gets. No, he can shoot. He can shoot. Yeah. As it goes on, I do. Every game that goes by, I think the roster has to be more and more different. Mike James should have got some calls. He got a bad break. But the playoff games, yeah, I agree. Captain status revoked. I mean, let's do this. Okay, you know how people say Curry's out of shape, right? Every time he plays bad, they say he's out of shape. And I say his attitude ain't right. Or his motor ain't right. Okay, let's do this. If I look at that picture right there, when you look at that picture of that jump ball, right? You look at it, and if I'm Kenny Payne, I would make some kind of point with that. So you're telling me, okay, because listen, Brandon's probably 2 inches taller than Sydney Curry, I think. Probably 2 inches taller. So you're saying that Brandon or Jalen Withers can't be on the jump ball and give a better effort than that? Why is Sydney? I mean, have we just like, if that's the case, then put JJ Trainer in and let him try to get the jump ball. And it's not that the jump ball is a big deal, but it's just like, if you're not even going to try for the jump ball and you have a Rose and a Brandon and I hate to say this too, y'all. Brandon is okay. This will be the one disclaimer. I don't know if Brandon's hurt. I don't know if something's wrong with his legs or he can't jump. I'm starting to think he just can't jump. I mean, even on his dunks, he's just jumping high enough to dunk the ball. Like, do you see how hard people are in there running in there, jumping to dunk the ball? I mean, he is wide open runway, and he's like dropping like he's barely getting high enough to dunk. So I'm like, one, his legs are hurt. Two, he can't jump. And hanging on the rim don't mean you can jump. I'm like, damn, and you don't do the jump ball, and you're the tallest starter? I mean, maybe these guys just cannot jump. But see, I don't feel that way about Withers because I've seen him jump when he's by himself, but he doesn't like to jump around people. Yeah, like give me an explanation on this. I mean, I probably would have sent him out there and been like, were you not paying attention? I mean, listen, if the game plan was just to let them win the jump ball, okay, cool. I mean, did you just not think that was the ball was going to get thrown up? Did you look away for a second? Look at that. I would go into that locker room right then and say, look, I would say it to the whole, hold on, sorry about that. I would go in that locker room and say, who wants to jump ball at the beginning of the games? Now, if listen, go to the locker room. Who wants to jump ball? If Brandon, Jalen, or Sydney don't raise their hand, and JJ Trainer says, I want to do the jump. Yeah, Jalen, Brandon, and Sydney. If neither three of them raise their hand instantly, I'm going to JJ Trainer and saying, you're starting. And I'll give JJ Trainer the first few minutes to get the game started. Problem is, JJ's not pushing up on his man on defense. I looked at listen, I'll do some breakdowns. But if I'm gonna show y'all what JJ Trainer is doing for me not to ride for him as far as starting or more playing time or something. I would give him more playing time by default, but not because he's necessarily taking it. Because he's, like I said, he's not using his talents the right way. But yeah, I would go in there and I would say, who thinks they can win a jump ball? Whoever's raising their hand. Now I want to go shoot my pistols. Everybody's out here shooting in the county, y'all, and I'm sitting here talking about a jump ball. But yeah, just that jump ball. Withers is the most athletic. Some of them are. Shit. Listen, Nick, not the press conferences. I mean, golly, just like I couldn't like again, I've been on bad teams. And being on bad teams, you play harder when you hear what the public's saying. Dante, you just going hard on everybody tonight, ain't you? you got them Twitter fingers tonight. Like you just gonna you did you see anything? Did you see any improvement anywhere tonight? Damn, Red State. I could be outside with my new Scorpion CZ popping off New Year's cheer. Popping off complete New Year's cheer with the CZ. Yeah, Charles. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Again, and you can say NIL kicked in. Listen, if NIL kicked in, it is what it is. And y'all got to think. You got to remember this too. Sydney Curry was going to Kansas. You know why Sydney Curry didn't go to Kansas? Answer that question real quick. And anybody in here? Answer the question on why Sydney Curry didn't go to Kansas. Why did Sydney Curry not go to Kansas? He didn't go to Kansas because it was too far. But he liked Kansas enough to commit to go to Kansas. Y'all realize that? No, he didn't want to go that far. He wanted to be closer to home. He wanted to play in the slow pack line defense, Kevin. That's pretty funny. No, Sydney didn't. He didn't want to go that far away from home. Is the story I got told. So that says emotional. Right? Larry Hudson, that's your one. You don't come, you don't gotta come in here and like I said, you can critique, but just coming in here don't be mean just to be mean. Go play at IUPUI. Is it true Shawnee's wanted to transfer here? Louisville coach staff didn't pursue. I don't know the details about that one. Yeah, but Kevin, I don't think NIL would have been good for me. Here's the problem, Kevin. And I always told people this. Like, without getting spiritual or religious or anything, you can't give you couldn't have given me money around that time. You could not have given Marcus Maben an extra $100,000 to play with. because I'm way too creative. You got to think around that time, my dad was a pilot. Sometimes to this day, I think that if I would have got drafted and my dad just got his pilot's license, I know most of y'all don't know. Do y'all know how much like a 4-seater Cessna costs? I had already done the math that I could have a 4 to 6-seater airplane with a rookie contract at the year coming out, along with other things. My dad could do tours on a 4 to 6-seater single engine aircraft, y'all. And like, could you imagine if I'm a rookie and I get drafted by the New York Knicks or something, and my dad can he can legally fly me? Do you know how much shit I would have been getting into if I got drafted and my dad could literally he could travel with me and fly me I don't mean fly me everywhere, but hey, we got 2 nights off. Let's shoot over here, let's shoot over there. I would have got in so much trouble. I would have been in too much trouble. So yeah, it was like some blessings are hidden behind failures. Red says a full-fledged assault against KP's character and ability. Hold on 3 minutes. Cheers, cheers, cheers. I guess we can get it in real quick. Hold on. Make sure I don't poke my eye out or anything. I just want to win. I feel you, Cody. I want to win too. Wait, you said what? Pops maybe would have kept me in check. I don't know, man. No, Pops Maven, you crazy? Pops Maven off the chain. Oh man, y'all. I got 30 seconds. My hands are getting weak. I can't get this thing open. Jesus Lord. We might not get the toast after all. There it is. There it is, y'all. I was getting concerned for a second. Happy New Year. I wish I was outside popping my artillery off. I should have just listened. We done got busted by UK. I should have just went outside tonight. I can't help myself. It was a shank. I guess it was about a 10-second shank, right? But Happy New Year, everybody. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Cheers to a good year for the Midnight family soon. Well, I live in an area that will survive the zombie apocalypse. Ooh, they trying to let me know what they packing out here, y'all. Gosh darn it. They blasting out here. Cheers. Carterholic, why you say that? Cody, you turning it in? King Dom. Did Georgia just barely pull it out? Man. I put my car in the garage tonight. That's a good call, Dante. Happy New Year. Get your Steve said, right. Where's the emergency radio? Sounds like a war zone outside. Here too. Here too. Somebody going nuts in your hood, Jason. Yeah, they acting up out here. Yeah, I didn't drop my phone. I ain't listen. I'm just like, come on, y'all. Like, everybody knows. I was telling Steve this. I'm not a holiday person. I'm not a festive person. I probably, out of all my years on this earth, I've probably done something for New Year's like 3 times in my whole life. It's mid-season. Either I'm pissed or I'm trying to get better. Yeah, I've never been a New Year's celebrator or anything like that. So Georgia pulled it out. Yeah, it's coming down now. Brad, are you sure they're fireworks? I don't think I hear any fireworks outside. Can I say my shirt is champagne? Charles, what's good? Income, right. Rest, they said incoming. New Year's Eve special next year. No, are we gonna be? Listen, since Kentucky won, they probably gonna make sure they schedule on the same day. Ooh, 50 cal fireworks. Ooh, I'm jealous. I was gonna say, yeah, I wouldn't be so sure. This is fireworks we're talking about. Wait a minute, y'all. What did y'all do today? Just saw a picture of P and Romeo. Glad to see the Hershey. Yeah, then there's that too. Military weapons going off down there. Surprised I ain't at the Gall House. I just haven't been at. Man, y'all, Gall House is far, man. Like, y'all got to think. I used to drive a lick to get to the Gall House. Shit, E-Town sounds like Fort Knox. It is Fort Knox. Right? But what would I do if I was at the Gall House tonight? What would I do? Listen, y'all, I don't want to celebrate New Year's. I want my team to get in better defensive stance. I want my team to get better in offensive stance. I want them to run cleaner. I want them to be tougher. I want them to be tougher. I want them to be more urgent. Yeah, right, Dante. Look, I thought the same thing too. I really don't want to waste my bullets. Listen, Cashmere said Fern Creek sound like a war zone. Like, yeah. Yeah, it's been a lot of bullet shortages as of late. Listen, y'all got some resolutions you want to share? They're having a party there to celebrate what? I was supposed to be at the Gall House night. Well, right. I was supposed to be there celebrating too. I get a good point. Actually, I'm probably the reason we losing because I don't do the God house. You know what? Now might be the perfect time to. Ooh, y'all was just gonna let me grab this drink. I thought this was my champagne. Steve, let me tell you, I was disappointed when I woke up because I didn't know what I was gonna have for dinner, right? And then I realized I only ate half of my sub sandwich, and I was pumped. I bet Shobley's definitely louder than Fur Creek. Yeah, Charles. The defensive stance is just like I said, you see him do it for a couple seconds, but as soon as the play starts, everybody comes out of it. That's why I said, y'all remember early in the year, I was like, Nolan Smith has got to be like, and I just said, I would just pick Nolan. There has to be a coach to keep them in defensive stance because they're not good enough. They're not good enough. They're not motivated enough to not be reminded of this stuff over and over again. And here's the thing. I will do this. Some of the pro habits and Cal habits are going to have to reunite. Like, put it this way. Coach is going to have to shake off some of the NBA rust and marry the style of play back to college. College is a reminder, a constant reminder of the little things, the fundamentals. And then you can play free if the fundamentals are locked in. But without the fundamentals being locked in, you have a lot of inconsistency. Getting ready to celebrate 34th in March. Congrats. Tammy Red says, my resolution is the same every year. It is don't make any New Year's resolutions. What is it going to take to motivate them? See, here's the problem. Right? Like after the Kentucky game, you're closer to being who you're going to be, which means, okay, there's always a battle. Like, okay, coaches want to bridge the gap, right? But there's a natural battle between a parent and a child, between a coach and a player. And, you know, y'all trying to come closer, you know, whatever. But by now, by the time you play the Kentucky game, our captains are dug in what they're going to be. Right? Ellis, Ellis is going to shoot the ball when he feels like. It was an 8-point game, and we got a defensive stop, a great defensive possession, defensive stop. Ellis brings the ball up the court. There's literally 5 people standing within 1 foot of the paint. And Ellis starts to run in there and try to do a move. He ends up getting fouled. But it's like when you see it, you're just like, this is not a fast break. There is no advantage. There is no path. You were just about to go 1-on-5, right? The help was inside. The help was there. Your guy's in front of you. You were driving and he was getting ready to spin and they called foul. And I'm like, that decision right there tells me and it tells the coaching staff, Ellis is just dug in on what he's going to do. I mean, where do you want to start with Withers? Withers has bought into the idea that he's a 3, but he's not willing to get low when he has the ball. He's not willing to get low on defense, and he's not willing to play defense when his man doesn't have the ball. Y'all notice how, like, on defense, everybody waits And then when their man gets the ball, then they start walking a little closer. And they just kind of like lean over and try to stand in front of their man. And it's like, that's your effort saying, I'm not going to give it up for the defense. You know, you've made a decision that it's not important to make another player uncomfortable. Lots of ammo being spent, yeah. "17 minutes, 1 rebound. 6'9". I mean, do you move him to the 3 and decide? But here's the other problem too. This is what the draft looks like. The draft is all 6'6" through 6'9". I mean, why is Sidney Curry is jump ball for even what reason? Can Sidney Curry jump higher than? See, that's the thing too, and it's like, to me, shut the fuck up about him being tired and out of shape. Anybody can play hard for 2 minutes. If you say he didn't jump ball because he's out of shape, that's my point. That's the point I'm making. That got nothing to do with conditioning. That's dug in loser mentality stuff. Now listen, if he say, hey, my bad, y'all, I looked away for a second, you know, like I didn't think the referee was ready to throw it. I mean, like I said, there are some excuses every once in a while where you just lose your focus and the ball goes up, and before you know it, you jump. Yeah, the out of shape stuff is an excuse. Do y'all realize Alvin Sims weighed damn near as much as Sidney Curry? Listen, Alvin Sims was not like chiseled, like he's in shape, but he wasn't chiseled like that. He weighed a lot. You can weigh a lot, but if you can run, if you can dig deep, you can run. I know what out of shape looks like, and I know what somebody who wants to look like they're out of shape looks like. Think about this, and you can ask Ellis Miles. He used to do the same thing Sidney Curry did, right? When we're running suicides, he used to do the same thing. I'm too big to make it. I'm too big to make it, right? When Ellis Miles thought he was going to be back in California, he was technically still huge, but he didn't want to go home. Again, this is Kenny Payne saying, I'm going to work with y'all. But that's why I say, okay, you got this year. If you can't win them over, you're going to have to go in the demon time. One shouting moment, tournament only. It took a while for Alvin to come out of. No, I mean, Alvin was playing behind Tick. Tick Rogers is like one of the highest IQ players. Like Tick Rogers, like one of the highest IQ, best teammates you could have on a team. Now I don't think that'll be one shining moment. And hold on. Barkley paid the 5, dunked the jump. Yeah. But listen, that's why they call them round, mound, or rebound. It's like, listen, you can be chubby, But if you got heart, you go hard. That's why I don't do the I do not do the out of shape excuse for just, like, if you're a quitter, you're a quitter. Got nothing to do with, like, oh, he looks out of shape. It's like, again, I play with Escalade Troy Jackson. Have y'all ever seen Dion Edward? We used to joke around about him being out of shape. But he's good. Like, you can play hard and be good. Look, you can need a breather a little more often than, like, you can be in basketball shape and not have to play the whole game. Like, if you're a good basketball player, you can be out of shape and get a good 19 minutes. Yeah, Sam's. Yeah, you don't want to be around Sam's in an aggressive moment. Yeah, Dion just could play. Like I said, we used to tease him about being out of shape, but he could play. So it was like, you would laugh at him about being out of shape, but you want him in the game with you. You want him in the game with you. And you got mad at him when he was eating too much, because you just be like, dude, we need you. Southside Cardinal 89. Yeah, that's why I say, listen, anybody in here, anybody in this room, if I've ever gotten mad at you and bit your head off, it's because I deal with these other people all day long. My patience be so thin after a while. Oh. What about your boy Troy Escalade Jackson? Right. Yeah, Dion could play. Troy could play. Yeah. After today, I was really harsh. Now, I don't know if I'll feel this way tomorrow, but after today, I was like, I want Fabio, Kamari, like next year. I want Fabio, Kamari, JJ, and I think, who did I say? I said and Rose. Oh no. Oh, no. I think I went Ree or Rose. I like having big dudes, but if Rose is not going to get some tip outs, I just think Rose got a lot of potential. It's like, I want, there's 4 or 5. Ree, Rose, Fabio, and Kamari. Ree, Rose, Fabio, and Kamari. And JJ is like my issue. Cause I'm like maybe he's just around too much family or something. Maybe JJ need, like, maybe I believe in JJ, but maybe being too close to his family is too much. Of course, James. James, Fabio, Kamari. Those were the first 3. James, Fabio, and Kamari. Everybody else had a conversation. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm sorry. Good call. I felt like I was I was missing somebody the right way. Infinite Rosetta. I appreciate that. Yeah. Mike James, Kamari Lands, and Fabio, and everybody else was a conversation. Like I said, Rose, It's like, Rose, you should be able to, okay. Brandon's not been playing good. Rose, you should be taking advantage. Like, but he's still like, he's playing harder. But he's not playing good enough. He's not being physical enough. So yeah. Fabio, Kamari, and Mike James, and everybody else is a conversation. Because everybody else got like, actually, Devin Reed's probably not a conversation. Mike, Fabio. Wait, I'll do last names. James, Basili, Lands, and Reed. Yeah, those four I can work with. Got to have some portal support. Yep. Listen, I thought he was more athletic. Again, Southside. If Brandon is hurt, if we find out later on he got like severe shin splints or something, then it's cool. It is what it is. Kenny Payne kept him off the off the radar. But I mean, he you know what he looks like, y'all? He looks like he learned, like he has all the gifts, but he learned basketball out of a book. He's always looked like that to me. Lauren, are you gonna do it before I do? Lauren, who is this? Who is this Timothy Harris guy? You better get him before I do. Timothy. Oh. Did I see Brian Northern in the building? Brian Northern, did I see you in here somewhere? Hold on. Oh, did you get him, Lauren? B Northern, where you at? Shit. Brian, if I missed you, my bad, man. I thought I saw your name pop up. Cheers, B Northern. Go get us some recruits from over in Jeffersonville, man. You should have warned us about Sean East. Right. I'm gonna start getting on y'all. And I don't know if I'm gonna block more people or less people in 2023. Maybe I'll block less people. The guy called into the show, Kentucky fan. He was being all nice to me. He's trying to make me treat Kentucky so much nicer. Another Root Enterprise. This is important email. Salute B Northern from Maestro. Another Root Enterprise. This is important. Hey, y'all. He sent me an email. You sent me an email about them throwing shade and playing my sound. I thought about that for a few minutes, right? First of all, let me say this. Another Root Enterprise. Hey, y'all, look at this. Send your email. It's no shade. And they were throwing shade by playing all my sound on other shows. Listen, how long have I been working here? Do you realize they play my sound all the time on the Cat West side? Do y'all know how much sound I play of theirs? 0. Think about that. I work at a radio station where these people play my sound to make fun of me, right? They literally have producers. Every time I say something, they mark it and clip my sound. So my voice is being cut and spliced every single day, year after year after year at that studio. And every time they want to make fun of Louisville, they get my voice and use it. Okay? Think about that. So, you got these shows over here that use my voice to make fun of Louisville all the time. I don't use their voice ever. My producers have to send them clips of my voice every day. Anything that Marcus says that we can make fun of, they have to turn in a sound sheet of my voice every single day for them to think about that. Think about that. Listen, I'm glad you brought this up. Another Root Enterprise. Every single day, they have at least 10 clips of my voice of something they can make fun of at the studio that I work at. I don't even have a producer that's allowed to sit around and cut up their clips and send it to me. Right. And when you sent me that message about what they were doing, because listen, if it was just once a year for the UK game, okay, cool. They got to do that every single day, Monday through Friday. So the one time that I started getting with them a little bit, talking slick about them, you know what they said? Oh, guys. Hey, we're all in this together. This is too far. One day of me going at them. Oh, hey, guys, it's too much. Hey, we're all friends here. We work together, but it's getting too far. I know. Pay me $1. If you're going to use all my content from the show, pay me for my intellectual property. Oh, the retro jerseys were fly. I agree. Yeah, but then again, you're like, you know what? This is what it is. And again, I feel sorry for y'all because somebody like me who just loves the program year after year after year, you got to listen to multiple shows sitting around trying to make fun of me every day. I'm the only, one of few. Right. Y'all should be sending me. Yeah, I should be getting residuals. You know what? I might have to go on vacation and renegotiate. So listen, if y'all see me miss multiple days, that means we renegotiating. And if I don't come back after multiple days, that means the renegotiation didn't go so well. Does that make sense? Yeah, because I'm like, y'all really be using my voice like that? Y'all really got people sitting there clipping my voice all show long? I talk for 2 hours a day. Oh, I don't even listen. Even if I had a producer to sit around and listen to them, it's like, ain't gonna benefit me. Red State, thank you for saying that, but I really do believe. No, don't make me say arrogant stuff. I think we all care, but like I said, everybody in that studio sit around damn near make fun of me for being passionate, and sometimes I think people get a little insecure about my sports knowledge. I can't do nothing about that. Is that fog or is that smoke? What was Steve saying about the game? Nick, Steve was saying you got to get dudes in here. You know what Steve told me to do? Steve said, Marcus, I want you to reimagine that instead of this guy with the ball, it was let's just say what's my kid? What's the kid that went to Eastern Michigan? What's his name? Amani Bates. Steve was like, okay, imagine if we passed the ball to Amani Bates instead of Jalen Withers in the corner. Think about that. He said, imagine when we swing the ball, it's going to Imani Bates instead of Jalen Withers. Imani Bates looked like he know what to do with it. And it's like, Imani Bates been playing the three at that size for all these years. Jalen Withers just trying to do it. First they hate, then they imitate. Yeah, so Steve's point was, so, one of those guys would have put a lot of people back at some natural positions, and just one of them. And his point was we kind of, I saw against South Carolina. His point was we looked like a different team with two of these guys. But again, all this happened when we might have been out 2 or 3 tournaments. So when you were recruiting, negotiating with Amani Bates, he like, y'all need me. Y'all ain't going to the tournament for 2-3 years. So you were recruiting from a different position the whole time. And who's to say that Cal ain't telling the Nike execs to don't mess with KP? Like, who knows what's going on behind the scenes? If Bates would have came here and he got that gun charge, he'd been done for the season. Yeah, Alicia, you're right about that. The bad press of bringing him here, the gun charge. What did he get? Like, how much probation did he get? We didn't know when the IARP decision was coming. That shit surprised everybody. So yeah, like you don't want to get over revisionist. But if we'd have got 2 of these dudes, if we'd have got Tyrese Hunter and Amani Bates, it looked like a different team. We damn sure would have beat Kentucky today. Because everybody could have been natural. Fucking practice would have been more lit. And no, Steve wouldn't have cared at all. He wouldn't have cared about the bad press. But that bad press thing, that's just a media thing. Because you know what the problem is? Media will be the one telling you you can't do that because of bad press. You the fucking bad press. Think about that. Somebody will say Kenny Payne can't afford to take a risk on a questionable character. Well, why not? Because the media, you the fucking one writing that story. The media won't, blah, blah. So y'all see how that's said? Y'all see how that gets played out? Kenny Payne can't afford the bad publicity. And the person that's writing the publicity is the bad publicity. Yeah, that gun charge. I don't know if they're to beat that gun charge down here. When he made the paper. Entirely different. This is a fact. Yeah, y'all just got to remember that stuff. It's free game now. Like, yeah, like I said, I don't care how mad you are. You got to just admit some of these things are true. Some of these hurdles are real hurdles. Yeah, and it's been like that. Everybody is afraid of negative press, but it's like, how long are you going to see where the negative press comes from? It comes from a bunch of people that hate Louisville and want to buddy up to Kentucky. That's where 80% of your negative press comes from. People who hate Louisville in the first place. That's why I always think every day might be my last day in media. Because I'm like, some of this stuff ain't right. But this is also why the sponsors who believe in me, I always make sure I take care of them passionately. Because yeah, the people that believe in me, I go hard with them. Yeah. And it gives them stuff to pick at. KP being so open, it gives them all kind of material so they can try to make fun of them. And the media doesn't want a bunch of, the media wants panic all the time. It's always been that way. Listen, Elon, people are still saying they're just now realizing that Louisville's not in trouble, but we're in the middle of the season. So you got to get your feet back in the ground with everybody. You saying keep whipping. Okay, if you know about every single recruitment, again, I've made this point before, people. All these big schools, you go after 60 kids. 60 kids. With Kenny Payne and this magnifying glass, you hear about every single one. If you lived in Michigan, you would hear about if somebody who wants Tom Izzo fired, you know what they say? Tom Izzo can't recruit anymore. Everywhere you go, when you want a coach fired, listen, you know what happened? Listen, Elon, you got to remember this. I was in media when Rick was here. I had a radio show when Rick was here. And you know what everybody kept saying? Hold on, good people, because this is a very good, important learning moment. Listen, you know what everybody was writing to me at the same time Rick was here? Why does Rick keep missing? You know what Rick was saying? I got this kid to commit. 3 days later, he got invited to the Nike All-Star Pangos, and then he decommitted. You know what everybody said? Rick can't recruit anymore. He keeps whiffing. I lived through it. You know what they said? Rick can't recruit anymore. Let's fire him. So your message is no surprise to me because I've seen it year after year after year. A 5-star, 2 4-stars, and a 3-star. You know what they say? Rick got to go. He can't compete with Cal in recruiting. Rick got to go. You know what that same person's saying now? I miss Rick. I miss Rick. That's what media life is like here. Y'all watching, and again, I don't care if you don't like Rick or you don't like Tom or you don't like Bobby Petrino. That's not what I'm talking about here. It's not about if you like them or not. It's, are they good at what they do? And if you want them fired, is it a fireable offense? Okay. Listen, Rick had an affair. You don't like that. I understand that. So does everybody at their job who's in an affair get fired? No. But you don't like them, so you got to go. But I seen you like somebody who had an affair and you let him stay. So I've always been like, I don't care if I don't like them or not. Can they get the job done? And is it fair to fire them? So yeah, even when Bobby was 2-10, I was like, do y'all think Bobby just forgot how to coach instantly? I'm like, Bobby's getting undercut. Then you watch Bobby go somewhere, dominate. You watch Rick go somewhere, dominate. You watch Tom Jurich get fired, and all of a sudden, we're talking about fundraising instantly. There's 3 people that you can like or dislike, but the moment they're gone, you're like, oh my God, what's going on? It's not about if you like them or not. It's about, do they care about the program? Yes. Did you think Tom was stealing? I don't. Do you think Rick knew? I don't. Not because I love Rick. It's because I've done it before. And I know what the coaches would and wouldn't know. No coach would know what women are going in and out the dorm room. A grad assistant? No, I'm not doing it. I was almost ready to start snitching. I almost got emotional. Cheers to not snitching. Cheers to not snitching, y'all. Because y'all just made me think about all this. So check this out, Elon. Okay, have you looked at the draft? Have you looked at the 2023 draft? Do you know how many guards there are in the draft? It's like 4, 5. All the best players are 6'5" to 6'9". And you know what they're all called? Small forwards, shooting guards, or power forwards. You don't have a team with a bunch of guards anymore. It's not what's going on. Yeah, and it's one recruiting cycle, right? One recruiting cycle with a lot of variables. You see, that's what I'm saying. It's like when you're determined to find flaws and keep out. Listen, when we talk about defensive stance, I'll go right in there and knock on the door. Hey, coach, we got to get in better stance. All the time, offense and defense. But when you just like find stuff because you don't like the coach, and it's like you're basically weakening the program when you're just looking for stuff. But that's what's popular now. The Louisville program is such a big deal. I'm going to be the one to just pick at it until it crumbles, so I can complain the whole time. Yeah, like I don't care what anybody says. The same people that wanted Rick gone are saying I miss Rick because there's no punishment for that. Yeah, you want the excitement of firing another millionaire. People get off on firing millionaire coaches. I mean, how many true point guards are there? There's like one point guard per team. Cal gets everybody he wants. Every single year, he gets damn near everybody he wants. He got Severe Willard, the leading assist man 2 years in a row. He got one point guard. Show me the team that has all these guards, these little point guards. That's in the tops. If you're a good team, you got two, and the rest of the people on your team are 6'5" through 6'9". Go look at the draft boards. And people want to know I'm getting drafted going to your school. You know who gets drafted? 6'6" through 6'9". There's four guys under 6'3" getting drafted. Arkansas got two guards. They got like 7 people getting drafted. Houston got 2 guards. They got like 5 people getting drafted. Wait, hold on. Cal gets his pick of top 20 players in the country. BBM says we just don't have the talent this year. Yeah, they already like, yeah, wait till next year. But I'm telling y'all, it's gonna suck watching Kentucky get busted. Because you're gonna be like, geez, they shouldn't have busted us. That's gonna suck. And if you want Kenny Payne to be overly emotional, it ain't gonna happen. He ain't emotional like that. Like, he believes in the process way more than an average fan or an average former player, anything. He believes in the process, y'all. You ever try to like convince a non-drinker to drink or a believer to do something they shouldn't be doing? Like, it's hard to do. That's what it's like trying to convince Kenny Payne, who's a true believer, that you got to be all savage all the time. It's like, that's tough. He just got friends there. Look. Here's the thing, Nick. I feel you. And I don't like when he says that stuff. But here's the problem. He's not here for us. He's here for the program and the kids. So if he thinks saying this, pissing off the fans a little bit, but keeping my guys' confidence up, like, think about that. He let's just say he thinks the best way is to keep his guys confident, right? The best thing he has to say to them is, that's a good team out there, y'all. That's a top 5 team talent-wise in the country. Okay? Now, if he comes out there and tells the fans, okay, that's a top 5 team talent-wise in the country, he's saying that for the benefit of his team. He don't care how many of us out here are going to be mad at him. Because I feel you. I'm like, hey, coach, you giving them way too much love. But Kenny Payne would say, Marcus, I'm giving them that much love because I need to convince my players that that's the most talent you're going to see. And moving forward, I need y'all to realize you played against the most talent. So now if you listen to me, you can go against that talent. So You got to take care of the ball regardless. I don't care what anybody says. If you get the ball, Sidney Curry had the ball, full isolation, middle of the paint. He dribbled the ball in there, dribbled it off his feet, ball fell on the ground. We watched Sidney Curry dribble the ball last year, fucking 20 games straight. 20 games straight. Sidney Curry had no problem dribbling the ball last year. He dribbled the ball like he had 2 left feet today. One time he got a good bucket out of it. But y'all get my point. I don't have a goal. I don't have a goal because we have, when they play the right way, it's only about, there's probably 3 teams that I think we had no shot of beating. Everybody else, if they play like they got some sense, we can beat. The message goes through. So yeah, I don't need to set a number. Mm-hmm. So what you think? You think Kenny Payne came in and taught Sid how to lose the ball every time? Do you think it's something Kenny Payne could do to make somebody start dribbling off their feet? We've been mad at Jalen for years for falling. You blame KP for that? Now, I will say the out of bounds jump pass, Kenny Payne should put a stop to that. He should put a stop to that. Yeah, that's Maestro. That's what's gonna piss you off. No. Yeah, Maestro, that's gonna piss people off. Yeah, like I said, I can pick on the coaching staff. I can find some things to pick on the coaching staff about. But the bigger picture, I'm like, there's some things that happen on the floor that I'm like, you as a basketball player should never let that happen. If y'all are scrapping for the ball and they keep taking it from you, I'm not blaming the coach for that. I'm going to show the film and say, you look stupid. You look stupid. You blocked the shot. He grabbed the ball, pump faked you, and drew the foul. You look stupid. That got nothing to do with the coach. Listen, L. Ellis got a steal, right? L. Ellis is out there in front of everybody. L. Ellis slows down, and the guy just reaches around L. Ellis's back and pops the ball loose. Out of bounds. We got to take it out of bounds. Fuck you. Fuck you. L. Ellis, you're a 4-year point guard. You're on a wide open fast break, and a guy just runs beside you, taps the ball out of your hand. You don't get the bucket. You don't get the foul. Ball's out of bounds. Shut the fuck up. Like, there is no easy solution. Put Fabio on the game. Listen, I'll give you that one little extra Kenny Payne dig. Fabio got to come in the game after that. Like, dude, if you can't protect the ball and get a bucket or get a foul, you're not this caliber guard. So ironically, y'all, that's one of the plays that pissed me off more than anything. You know what the other play that pissed me off was? They threw Brandon the ball. He's wide open. Gets the ball, drops the ball, picks the ball up, gives Sheboy the pump fake, and goes around him. And I'm telling y'all, that was the slowest, weakest dunk I ever seen. I'm like, I mean, yeah, you dunked it, but I'm like, that was trash. And why did you drop the ball in the first place? What's wrong with your hands, son? Look, I don't know if Fabio would have punched that, but I seen Fabio get in against some teams, and he's comfortable finishing. He's comfortable finishing quick, and I got no. Listen, either he's not going to class, or look, we on Christmas break, so it's not class. Either Fabio's like really screwing up in some other part, or he don't know any of the plays, which I find that hard to believe. Or you coaching them extra hard, and you don't want you're not trying to mix them. Gerald West, rip Bobby Turner for sure. Fabio did play. He played like 2 minutes. Yeah, Maestro, it's hard to convince somebody about that. It's almost impossible to convince L. Ellis that nobody's judging him based on his scoring. Yeah, it's like the people around Ellis, they probably gassing him up for his points, but the NBA world and the rest of the college world, everybody knows, dude, y'all not gonna win with you scoring. You're not gonna win with you scoring. Because nobody is getting in position once he attacks the basket. And his bad shots, I wish Fabio would have punched that. But I do think Fabio, I mean, it's obvious there got to be a reason. Kenny Payne is not just not playing. Listen, if you look and see the way that point guard was touching on Hersey, I mean, they were bullying Hersey. Like when somebody gets away with touching you and pushing you, and you can't get their hands off you, or you can't blow around you, you gotta take them out the game instantly, because you don't belong out there. And Fabio, I know he keeps guards off him. Hersey could not keep Severe Wheeler off of him for one possession. Yeah, I might do it anyway. Yes. Ronan. Yes. Did you see the way they listen? Fabio reverse pivot. The dude had his full hand. Like, this is the in guard play. If you grab somebody with one hand around their waist, it's just like football. A cornerback. You can't grab somebody around the back with one arm and swipe with the other hand. Right in front of the referee, Severe Wheeler grabbed the waist of Hersey and reached with the other hand. Listen, right in, and listen, it wasn't the first move. Hersey made multiple moves, and they let him touch Hersey every single time. So it's like, if Hersey doesn't learn how to beat somebody's hand off of him, or blow around them, or drive into him and get the foul, it's like, dude, you don't belong. You don't belong out here. And I know Fabio can keep a guy's hands off him. That was my problem. One possession, you saw Hersey. If you can't keep this guy's hands off you, you're not a Division I point guard. No, and I don't think he's necessarily a Division I point guard or an ACC point guard, but he still should be able to keep another guy's hands off him. So yeah, that possession, when Hersey lost the ball, I'm like, that was the possession when I'm like, Coach, everybody see this. Now, listen, it's okay. Listen, if you want to keep on Discipline, Fabio, cool. But you're going to have to start answering or giving people a reason, because the fan base is too smart. And they're like, Severe Willard just bullied our quote unquote backup point guard. Listen, the calls were horrible. The officiating, listen, and y'all, do y'all think it's just coincidence that, do you know how hard it is to get a 23-point spread where a half a point is the decision? Do y'all know how, I don't mean this to be mean. Do y'all know how crooked a game got to be to have a 22 or 23 and a half point spread? And after 40 minutes of basketball, to have the perfect decision of the last point coming down to a half a point. So everybody in there who gambled was looking at that half a point. That was a manipulated officiating crew. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, we didn't lose because of officials, but they manipulated the game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love college basketball too. The spread was fucking suspect. There's no, I'm telling y'all, you can watch a million basketball games. Do y'all know a 23 and a half point spread? You can't even factor how many things can go different or wrong. And you're telling me after 39 minutes and 50 seconds or 39 minutes and 41 seconds that you could have this whole crowd on edge following that spread and it just be 1 point plus or minus? So that means everybody in the building was on edge because they gambled on the game to 1 point after 45 minutes. And there's a 23-point margin of error. It's fucking impossible. It's impossible for a game this big, because you can't factor adrenaline. You can't factor home, road. That's why they say the spread doesn't matter in rivalry games, because you can't calculate. You cannot calculate in a rivalry game how many unaccounted for factors there are. So it's impossible to have a rivalry game at a 23-point spread where a half a point is the difference unless it's manipulated. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate to be the one to tell y'all that. That was a manipulated game. Again, I don't think they were going to win. They didn't come out with the right energy. They didn't come out with the right attitude. I don't think they were going to win the game. But I am, in my heart of hearts, I am 1,000% sure that the officiating was 1,000% aware of the spread, and they made calls according to the spread and what the spread, was supposed to be. I'm 1,000% certain that that officiating crew, they knew the spread and they made calls to manipulate the game in order to get close to that final spread. Now, if you want to call that a fix, that's on you. I'm not going to call it a fix, but the outcome, the final score outcome, was 1,000% manipulated by the officiating from the beginning. They made sure it was going to be a blowout. Yes, the spread in a rivalry game. They would never, like, you would never make a rivalry game spread 23 and a half points. That's fucking insane. Listen, what stat did y'all hear? In the rivalry, there has never been a spread this far in all of eternity. There's never been a spread this far. And I'm telling you, there's been some mismatched teams. But go look at the Western Kentucky spread. Go look at the Western Kentucky spread. Or just, like, you can find enough spreads to say something was wrong about this one from the beginning. We got fouled quite a few times. Listen, it was determined to be around the 20-point mark the entire game. Yeah, 23 and a half point spread. And coming down the stretch, oh shit, lo and behold, it's at 24 points. That's how you manipulate a crowd to be into the game. Because if it was just a 15-point spread and they were up 20, 21, 22, then the gamblers just win all day. And the starters were still in the game. Yeah, and like I said, it hurts my heart to say that, because it's like, I know that these guys are out there competing. They don't know. None of the players know what these spreads are. I mean, every once in a while, a player knows the spread, but the coaches know the spread and the referees know the spread. And these kids are playing not knowing that there's being manipulation around. Yeah, 2 minutes to go, starter still in, all that. Yeah, no, it's pathetic. Wait, another route. You would have bet on Kentucky? Is that what you're saying? So look, everybody that all the Louisville fans, look, Kelly Dickey told me that all the Louisville fans that bet Kentucky got burnt tonight. But you get my point. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like mathematically, okay. This is why I say analytics is a tool, but real sports eyes is an expertise. So if you combine what your eyeball saw and what the analytics say, there's no way. And the factors in a rivalry game like this, Kenny Payne returning home, you think Vegas wouldn't factor in how bad Kenny Payne want this win? Or you think they just say, oh, well, I know Cal wants this more, so 23 and a half points. Like, that's insane. That's insane. Listen, North Carolina could be number 1 in the country. Duke could be number 35 in the country. You know what they would say? It's a rivalry game. So then y'all going to see, like, here's what's going to happen. Carolina is going to come to Louisville, and it's going to be like a 12-point spread. And you're going to be like, wait a minute, Kentucky just got beat by Missouri, and it's 23 and a half. Keep in mind, Kentucky just lost. You don't get a 23 and a half spread after you lose to Missouri. Unless something's going to be manipulated. Sorry, y'all. I just went on my rant. 100 would have got 2,200. Pretty apparent. Yeah. Mm. Mm. I could clip up one half of basketball and show y'all. There's 15 plays in the first half where if you watched them with a basketball eye, you'd say, okay, something's not right. Okay, y'all. Well, thanks. We brought in the New Year's together. Good 2 hour show. I'm tired. Listen, let's everybody wake up and do good with those New Year's resolutions. I don't care if you tired. Attack your New Year's resolutions. Attack your New Year, even if you don't believe in that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure I'll release a video tomorrow. So make sure y'all follow. Hit the like button out the door, please. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm going to bed. Happy New